Hey, Soul Family. So, I want to go into a little bit more from the discussion from yesterday about the heaviness that the collective is going through and a lot of people are going through. So, one of the things about why, when the high frequency energies come in, they what they're doing is they're making things so heavy and so challenging so that people are forced to make a change and do something different. So yeah, it doesn't feel like it's high frequency energy, but it actually is, because it's creating that intensity that is forcing people to do something different. It's forcing people to rest. It's forcing people to look at the heaviness that they're feeling. It's forcing people to spend more time sleeping, or um, letting the things that are clearing on a metaphysical plane, it's letting those things actually work, which is causing fatigue. It's also all of the heaviness that other people are experiencing. It's all floating around in the collective. Also, the earth is going through her own process right now of healing her own trauma. So the main thing to understand here is that when you do your inner work, when you do that clearing and not letting the hooks hook you into a negative frequency, then you can. So if you do your clearing work, if you've done a lot of your shadow work, and you're not letting those negative vibrations hook into your spirit and your mind and your psyche, then you will be feeling the higher frequency energies right now. And if you're not, then it's definitely just a time to look at what is wanting to be revealed, what is wanting to be worked on. If you ask your inner being, if you ask your higher power what it is that they want to show you, they will help direct you to that. So ask. Sometimes we feel a lot of pain, a lot of just like agony in times like this, right? The high frequency is trying to bring up the whole frequency of the whole planet. So what has to happen is it has to burn away, and to burn it away and to purge it out, it has to be revealed and it has to come to the surface. So yes, that process doesn't look good, but this is the good thing is that it's happening on a regular basis, because we are in the ascension timeline. We are working on ascending as a collective and as earth ascending. So it's going to keep happening. So the faster that we do our inner work, the faster we get control of our mental space and not let these outside interferences, these synthetic frequencies, get locked into our mind, right? You guys, I have a severe mental illness. If I can also get past this, you can as well, right? We have to start accepting life as it's coming, because as soon as we lock into that negative thinking and that negative vibration, it can take over our whole being, it can take over our whole day. And what I've come to practice recently, so acceptance, and then also activating the light body. Activating your light body right now is going to be very, very important, guys. So prayer every morning, meditation, really calling in that spiritual armor around you, extra strong right now, because we are in a apocalyptical energy battle right now, guys. That's why we're feeling this. There are synthetic frequencies. There are battles going on in the astral planes. Why do you wake up so tired? Some of us are working on the astral plane as well, constantly. No, we're not conscious of this, but we certainly feel it a lot of times. So it's really important that we are calling in the angelic support. We're calling in the masters for support. And what was the other thing I was gonna say? Okay, yeah, also speaking in your light language, right? Everybody has the ability to feel the Holy Spirit in your light language. This is not exclusive to anyone. The Holy Spirit is in everyone. It is in everything. And all we have to do is activate it, right? So one of the ways you can do this is just to start speaking, just not even English words, just start speaking whatever language can come out of you. And I want you to try to think about an intent of what it is in a language that seems foreign to you. So, and then through that, you begin to feel the Christed light energy start to activate. Okay, so these are the tools that we can start to use right now to fight this battle that we're going through, and to allow the protection of the Christed Holy Spirit to protect us. And it's an instant cleansing, right? It's an instant upgrade into the crystalline frequency, right? Because Christ means crystalline. Crystalline frequency is the higher dimensional frequency, and it can be here with us at any time that we choose to call it in and activate it within us. So super important to do that. Also, because we're in a mental battle right now, and because we're fighting in the war ground of our minds, it's very important to clear and quiet, right? Taking that time, even if it's just 1 minute, to start to just listen to the ether. This is another thing with, my experience with mental illness is just the feeling of you're just going to explode, and you feel like your skin is going to unravel, and like you're just going to freak out. So in those times, you stop and you listen to the ether. You plug in and sense what you're sitting on. One of my favorites is to just try to listen to the ether and to just calm that space. Another powerful tool is breath work, using your breath to calm your mind. Focus on the breathing, focus on the counting, focus on holding. There are many different techniques to use, but the main thing is that we've got to keep our mind in our possession, in our sovereignty, because that's where those negative vibrations are going to come in, and that's where they're going to attack. So we got to be on guard and spiritually equipped. The best way is to get in front of it, right? Get in front of these with the meditation practice, with the prayer practice, with the armoring ourselves, with putting ourselves in a bubble. I am highly empathic, and I can touch people and feel all of their pain and energy. And so, I often have to put like a metal barrier around me, and it still comes in, but at least putting that intention out is going to be helpful, and is going to help us. And really, like I said, we're in the middle of a pretty deep war, right? We're experiencing that apocalypse. We're in the middle of the apocalyptic revealing of all this information, right? We're in the middle of the second coming of Christ. So of course the dark forces aren't going to want this stuff. But just remember, all the things they're doing to us are only speeding it up. And that's a beautiful thought right there. So I will end it there, and I hope you all have a blessed day. If you're interested or need coaching, you can check out my Linktree. It is on my profile, or in my YouTube. I have my Calendly link and my website, www.akasharise.com. And yeah, I hope you all have a blessed day. Mwah.